Hey everybody, it's Sighted Twin Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play A Kiss for the Petals, Maidens of Michael's, Eris and Shizuku's route. In the last part, we kind of followed up on the events of episode 2, where, well, of course, part 3 follows up part 2, but okay. In seeing kind of Shizuku's kind of concerns and anxieties about Eris saying how she wants to go back to her, to her home country one day, and how she seems to have all these seems to have a good grasp of what she wants to do for the future. And, you know, Eris kind of, Shizuku kind of not completely knowing what she's talking about because they haven't talked about stuff like that before, and just, you know, again, unsure what to do, being very anxious about it, and stuff like that. So, yeah. So there's that, and, you know, she was going through these anxieties a bit, but Mai seemed to help her out pretty well, and Shizuku seems to have a good grasp of what's going on, but yeah, for some reason, Eris's true feelings, I have a feeling I'm maybe just overthinking it, perhaps, but something about that title just gives me a bad omen in a way. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, it turns out and Eris hates Shizuku. No, I know it's not going to be something like that, but I wonder what that could mean and what that entails for this episode. But I guess the only way to figure out is to just dive right in. Oh yeah, and something I forgot to talk about last episode is something I kind of like about this, with this story is it's kind of showing the, you know, and what this series has been doing a bit, well, this game and the series have been doing is showing kind of the, touching a lot upon friendship and the values of that. Because, you know, it shows love is a beautiful thing, but sometimes you just need friends. Like, sometimes, you know, there's some things that you might feel better just talking to a friend about for some reason as opposed to a lover. So I love this kind of extra added detail to friendship, not just, you know, romance. So yeah.
Mai さん、本当にありがとうございます。エリス、帰らないのですか？え、一緒に帰っていいの？なんでそんなことを聞くのですか？え、一緒に帰っていいの？なんでそんなことを聞くのですか？最近、しずく忙しいみたいだから、先帰るのかなって。
This is where, I guess this is where the wrench gets thrown into the equation. Yeah, another thing about last episode it was made clear by Shizuku that Shizuku's kind of been avoiding Eris. And so this is where the kind of, again, this is where we're seeing the very real, kind of, you know, repercussions of that action. It's put Eris in a spot. And something tells me that this is a problem that's not going to be quite so easily solved. But, yeah, I guess we'll see.
More 忙しいのは終わりましたから。 なの？ええ、だから帰りますよ。うん、わかった。
It looks like Eris bounced back rather quickly from that, but something tells me that Shizuku's not going to be able to just put on a smile, say I am no longer busy, and it just flows without issue. Something tells me that this is still going to bother Eris a little bit.
こんな時間に帰れるなんて久しぶりだよね、しずく。ええ、ここのところイベント実行委員の仕事が忙しかったから。しずく？なんかぼんやりしているね。疲れてるの？いいえ、気になさらず。それよりエリス、今度の休日の予定は？予定？特にないけれど。もしかしてしずく、私をデートに誘う気なの？ええ、そうですが、なぜわかるのですか？
本当に？That moment when wishful thinking actually kicks in, because I can tell because of Eris's nature as kind of her role. I am not going to say, I'm not going to even pretend to say the trope's name. I'm probably going to fuck it up if I try. But it's like she was probably being somewhat teasing and somewhat wishful thinking, and then it's like, oh wait, that's actually what's going on?
しずくからデートに誘ってもらえるなんて、なんて素敵なの？ワンダフル。ちょっとエリス、声が大きいです。それでエリスは何の予定もないんですよね。たとえあったとしても、しずくとのデートより優先させることなんて何一つないわ。そうですか。本当に嬉しい。最近のしずく、何か怒ってるみたいにも見えたから、私また変なことしちゃったのかと心配だったの。
That I'd done something wrong again. That again, I wonder how much weight that again has. If it's one of those like, oh, just Eris being Eris, Shizuku got a little pissed off. Like, Shizuku's got a little pissed off, and Eris like, oh, I kind of screwed up on that one. Or if there's a deeper weight to that.
Eris. でも楽しみだね。どこに行こうかな。また雫にゴスロリ着てもらおうかな。
Maybe you could dress up like a goth lolly for me again? I hope that's a reference, because I'm very curious as to the context of what that would be in another story. And it's like how Eris got Shizuku to, and like how Shizuku either mustered up the courage or Eris got Shizuku to do it is kind of a adventure in itself that I'd kind of want to see. I do wonder how Shizuku would look in Gothic Lolita. But again, I'm more curious how Eris got her to do it. So part of me kind of hopes this is a reference.
また見たいのに。あの店はもう行きません。
I'm not going to that shop again.
そうね。じゃあ映画でも行く？そうですね。デートの日こそ 結婚するのです。すごい面白かったね。雫は？とてもハラハラしました。
Oh, that must be Shizuku's casual jacket. Alright, I think I got that pretty much on point. She's still wearing the... Again, I looked up the difference between yukata and kimono. I'm pretty sure what she's wearing is a kimono. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what she's wearing is a kimono, because I think I heard kimonos more for winter, and like they're a bit heavier. I mean, it still could be yukata, because I think I heard yukatas are a bit more casual, but yeah. I don't know the complete difference, but I'm pretty sure it's a kimono that Shizuku's wearing. It's like, I like how she's still wearing the kimono.
よかった。私が見たいやつにしちゃったから、雫の反応気になったんだ。エリスがどんな映画を好きなのか前から興味があったので、それが分かってよかったです。雫は嬉しいこと言ってくれるね。じゃあこの後どうする？
If I air somewhere without many people stare at Eris, I had to, in one way or another, just stare at Eris until the solution finally happened. What the hell? And I was thinking it was going to be Shizuku saying, you know, invite her to my house or something like that, because that's about as guaranteed privacy as you can probably get. You know, one way or another, Shizuku knew she had to just stare at Eris.
エリス？そのですね。何か話があるの？雫。だったらどこか二人っきりになれる場所でも行く？
Had Eris been reading my mind lately?
私の見たい映画に付き合ってくれたお礼に、雫にいっぱいハグしてキスしたいの。そんなこと外ではしなくていいです。いいでしょ？次の予定はお買い物です。あ、待ってよ雫。
Okay, now load up our save. I love it, just stare at Eris. That's not quite, it didn't end up being quite what I thought it would be, but I like the idea of that. I was kind of hoping that Shizuku would just stare at Eris and the plot would progress. Like, says nothing, just looks Shizuku, just looks Eris dead in the eye, and just keeps staring.
エリス、どこか二人に何？
Shizuku, if you know what's good for you, please, for the love of God, finish that sentence. Or else Eris is gonna finish it, and that's gonna... funny, yes, but it probably embarrass the shit out of Shizuku.
二人きりになれるところに行きたいのですが。
Oh god, even ending the sentence like that could be weird.
そうか、そうなのね。雫も私とホテルに行きたいのね。いっぱいハグしてチューしてイチャイチャしたいのね。
Hugging, kissing, and heavy petting? How do you heavily pet something? I know totally what let's be honest, we all know totally what Eris means by that, but I wonder if, like, being able to like heavily pet something is a thing, or if it just outright is just a euphemism for sex.
違いますしずく嫌なの？別に嫌というわけではそうではなくて、その話がしたいというか。
It's not. Wow, that's a very honest answer. It's not that the idea displeases me. It's like that's about as honest of an answer as you can get in these situations from outright just saying yes. But it's like it's not like I hate the idea. This reminds me of that one time in Mai and Rayo's route where Mai's trying to kind of push herself on Rayo, and Rayo's just like, you know what? You're just gonna, I'm busy, and you're just going to tire me out if we do it. Like in that instance, like she's not against the idea. She's like, you know what? I know I'm just gonna be exhausted afterward, and I'm busy.
おしゃべりならホテルでもできるよ。もういいです。お買い物に行きましょう、エリス。
Okay, I think I like this answer better.
「散歩しませんか？」お散歩？はい、さっき甘いものをたくさん食べたので少しは運動しないと。でもしずく、もう真っ暗だよ。ああ。今日はすごく楽しかったけど、そろそろ帰ろうよ、しずく。エリス。
Alright, that's good. This kind of change in perspective is now kind of good for her. Not only is she probably wanting to do this so she doesn't lose the confidence, but now it's just a kind of case of like, she's okay now with the peace of mind because she is, well, now she has her own plan set. Likely what she's thinking is she wants to be with Eris no matter what happens, and now that she has that sort of confidence and that kind of resolve, she kind of wants this, like, do it while she can still hold on to it, but now she's okay with getting that peace of mind. Where now, if Eris is like, yes, after graduation, I plan to go back to my home country, Shizuku will be fine with that. Well, not fine with that per se, but yeah.
いきなり大きな声で。エリスはその進路はどうするのですか？
Moment of truth.
え？私まだ何も考えてないよ。
Oh, that build up for, I'm not sure. This basically probably ties back into what I was thinking before, where it's again where it's like, when she says she has a plan set out, it's probably like, oh, my plan is to be with Shizuku. But now that Shizuku's asking the question, it's more like she must think probably like that part is a given, so she's like, I'm not quite sure what I want to do. Because again, she had no actual plan.
Eh?
That was the last answer I was expecting. To be fair, I didn't quite expect just an I don't know either. I was expecting like, oh, I just want to be with you. She's like, again, even if I was right, like, oh, I want to just be with you. It's like, I did not expect him. You're not quite sure.
それって一体どういうことですか？そのままの意味だよ、しずく。どうしてそんなにいい加減なのですか？
Yeah, but no, this is what I was expecting. It's like, all this anxiety, and it's kind of, not only is this ending very anticlimactic, I can imagine it's very frustrating. It's enough to make me want all those sleepless nights back.
この前イベント実行委員会の時、もう進路は決まっているって言ったじゃないですか。
Oh, and there's the other thing about it. I don't think anyone ever necessarily said college. I think they just said, what are your plans? And that, again, specific. Again, that's another case of being, specificity. Of course, when someone asks, what are your plans for the future? And you say, yeah, you got them. Of course, college is an implication. Either that or just workforce. But you, as a plan, you kind of have a feeling of what you want for your future. But, yeah. Yeah. No one ever said college, I don't think. I think it was just plans.
言ったけど。でも本当は進路は決まっていない。そうなんですよね。そうだけど、どうして私の進路のことで雫がそんなに怒るの？怒りたくもなります。エリス、あなたって人は。
Eris, calm down and maybe try to amend the situation a little bit. This sounds, especially from how Eris's perspective, because I imagine Eris is like, Eris in here is hearing this and must be thinking, Shizuku scolding me because I imagine Eris thinks Shizuku has her whole plans planned out. And this sounds kind of like this sounds like scolding. This sounds like scolding. Sounds like, how do you not have your life planned out at this point?
エリス、そこに座ってください。正座です。なんで？進路は考えてないというより、考える必要がなかったからみんなにはあんな風に言ったんだよ。どういうことですか？
Also, I like how we could assume that Shizuku gave Eris a stern lecture about. I mean, no, what exactly was that lecture about? But was it about how do you not have your life all planned out? Because Eris, you don't. I mean, because Shizuku. Why am I fucking up their names? Jesus. And Shizuku, you don't either. So that'd be hypocritical if that was your lecture. But I imagine it was more just kind of explaining a bit more of what was going on.
だってこのまま三日所の短大に行くから。雫だってそうなんでしょ？
So, all right. Okay, so that's where the junior college thing comes from.
え？違うの？まさか他の学校に進学したりするの？そうなの、雫？もう慌てさせないでよ。私は雫の行くところに行くよ。同じ学校に進むに決まってるじゃない。
Okay, I think this scene is actually a really clever scene because it's you see Eris having that slight kind of panic, that thing that's taken Shizuku God knows how long to settle, and her having sleepless nights over this. You see Eris here is like, oh God, don't tell me you plan on don't tell me you plan on going somewhere different from me. Shizuku just says no, and Eris like, oh okay. The stark contrast between this whole progression is very interesting. I mean, of course, if Shizuku didn't answer that, Eris would probably be freaking out a lot more, but... like, we have this long, kind of dramatic stretch of an arc, and then, you know, you see Eris kind of panic a little, and it's like, oh. Yeah, you see Eris panicking a little, and it's like... and, you know, it's problem and solution solved, just like that. And I snapped, but I doubt any of you heard that, because I know sometimes my snaps don't reach the mic.
Eris. 私もです。
No. The game's done, it's got me. But my heart's melting right now. I mean, I've seen this in the opening, so I knew it was expected. But I honestly expected it tied to a lot more of a dramatic scene. But my heart. This is funny. It's also adorable. I think the game's finally done it. It's attacked me with so much cute shit that it's finally gonna be my end. But I'll let this. But as my heart explodes I'm just gonna let the scene go so you guys can enjoy it.
ちょっとしずく、どうしたの急に。
Now it's hitting with a kind of a role reversal now. Now Shizuku's being a bit more forward, and Eris just doesn't know what to do. She's kind of being shy about it. It's like, no, I think the game's finally done. I think the game's finally just made my heart explode.
Eris. Eris. よかった。エリス、私、嬉しいです。エリス、しばらくこのままでお願いです。しずくがそう言うなら。しずくん、どうしちゃったの今日は。エリス、もう離さない。離れてあげません。
Our path forward.
それでは失礼しました。
And I think we're gonna end things off here. Bit of a shortish episode, at least that's settled. But I feel that next episode we're either going to be, if not thrust into a new arc altogether, we would, if not thrust into a new arc, we'd be thrust into the end. And I want to leave enough time for that. And leave enough time for a final thoughts just in case. Or again, it's going to be the start of something new and that's going to take a while. So I'm going to end things off here. So, next time on Let's Play A Kiss for the Petals, Maidens of Michael's, Eris and Shizuku's route, we'll possibly be going on to the end of it, but in any way, we'll just keep going. So, see you guys then.